Pune. In this case, the police officer has to move all around the India to know about each SIM card, how it is been given, how the tower location is changed, what is the pattern of calls. Everything we have to identify, start working on. We may reach the fraudster after a year. By the time fraudster must have reached some other place. That is the main cause of concern. Though so many fraud cases are reported, we are not able to quickly respond to the event because we are dependent on mobile service providers, internet service providers, banks, wallet service providers, payment gateways, and all other service providers, whoever is providing online business system. And for our problem, how the crimes are happening, what is the trend? 4,700 SIMs used for fraud were recovered in one of the cases in Calcutta. 4,700 pre-activated SIM cards which are on somebody's name. Every victim comes to the police station and gives the information, sir, this phone is still on. Why don't you catch? This is not cinema. That fellow may be somewhere in some other state, reaching out there, identifying him. By that time, he may switch off the phone. And all these cards are fake cards, fake bank accounts, fake cards. To add our difficulty, there are virtual numbers today for online ballot transactions. 3,000 crores worth of bank loan related fraud. They have transferred the money, laundered the money through those virtual numbers. There are so many policies, there are so many techniques of our investigation. Still, something is missing to reach the criminal. And trends, how the frauds are happening. Individual frauds we will discuss little later. The banks are being affected from 2018 onwards in India. Till 2018, we were having all the examples of other countries. Today, no death of crime in our own banking sector. Most of the banks, particularly small-scale banks, are attacked through phishing attack. In all these cases, first thing is phishing attack in the name of their own superior boss. Once they get the mail to click the link, they will click the link. Once they click the link, malware goes into their computer and it will travel in the lateral movement in the intranet, and they will identify appropriate the server and other places where information is available. They steal that information, then they use it. In case of Cosmos Bank case in Pune, they have stolen 2,000 cards data and they have cloned it, distributed to 28 different countries. There they have inserted the card in 2-hour gap, and they have taken the money with wrong PIN number also, because there is a malware injected which will develop a lag in approval of the transaction by the server. Once they insert it in abroad and ask for money with the wrong PIN number, it will wait for some time. If server won't respond properly, the acquirer bank, the payment gateway, they will dispense the money. That malware they have injected in that. So 2,000 cards data without proper PIN number, they have taken money. Individual is not the victim, bank is the victim, because the server says not approved after dispensing the cash. Thereby, bank could get the loss around 100+ crores. In the last case where in Telangana in 2021, Mahesh Bank, they lost 11 crore rupees in 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. They have identified, they penetrated into the server through phishing mechanism. They reached there, they have identified 3 dormant accounts, transferred money to those 3 dormant accounts of their own bank. They have created 128 bank accounts, mule bank accounts in some other banks. They have transferred the money to accounts. With those accounts, they have taken money through ATM cards and other methods. By the time it is identified, by the time police started investigation by creating 21 different teams, all have left. All those people could go to entire nation to identify the beneficiaries. They have identified 11 people who created those 128 accounts. They caught hold of them, put them in behind bars. But the kingpin who received all the money, these people are only, they handle it, they will get only little bit of money, but the main money has already reached Nigeria. Only one fellow was there. That fellow took that money to Nigeria through different mechanisms. Not only physical cash, they have transferred it through cryptocurrency. Thereby, we are not able to appropriately investigate those cases. The reason security lapse, the people, however they educated they are in the banking sector, they are downloading from the internet to their intranet application, something which is not required to be downloaded at all, thinking that their superior officers are sending this. All that is very well known to the criminal that these people will do some mistake. They will send 101 emails. One fellow, one time, if he clicks it, that's enough. He can penetrate into the system. So these are all the cases where through spear phishing and phishing activity, they are able to reach the server and take the money. We will see this video, how easy they are able to empty the ATM machines. He is typing some code in the ATM machine. He is not inserting any card. He also got a bag to carry the cash, but generally they are taking little amounts of cash from every ATM. He got 2000 rupees note bundle. Till this time, we cannot say he has committed any crime. He is opening the front panel with the duplicate key. He is collecting the pen drive which he has already inserted in. This is the crime. Here, ATM machines are running with Windows XP operating system. Mostly, nearly 70% of the ATMs are running with Windows XP operating. For that, several such pen drives are available, which is having already malware in it. Those pen drives are being sold online for 2000 rupees. People are buying it. There is a code, they type that code, they will become the super users of ATM machine. They ask whatever money, it will come out. It may be 500, it may be 2000, it may be 15 lakh, 16 lakh cases also I have seen where they have taken away money from the ATM machines. How it happens? Because there is a pen drive which is inserted after becoming the super user, he can dictate the terms to the ATM machine. He can empty the ATM machine. This is called ATM jackpotting. And cameras, the security which we are talking about, cameras are installed in this. And you can see the camera, it is taking the picture like this, where his face cannot be identified. This picture is given to, video is given to the police for investigation by the bank staff. Can they really do it? Yes. With this date and time here, this date and time has given us the idea to look into this case. External CCTV cameras, which are of other business and establishment, we could identify the apparel he was wearing, chapel he was wearing, how they are going from this location to next location. All that is identified in another CCTV. There we could even identify the vehicle number. Based on the vehicle number, we could identify the vehicle, how it is going through our traffic cameras, and then we could reach even the place where they were staying. But all these things after 6 months. they left the place. But lot of facial features where they were staying, the identity card information, all those things, including one phone number, vehicle number, could be identified. Based on that, we could further investigate this case. Just because there is a date and time here, we could investigate the crime. Though this type of trend is very common nowadays. In these cases, victims are banks, not the individual, because they have not inserted any card in this. So easy to perpetrate crime. Another method recently we are regularly seeing is they will create a fictitious bank account, not in their names. They will keep 10,000-15,000 in it. They go to other banks' ATM machine, not the same bank's ATM machine, other banks' ATM machine, insert the card, because they are the owner of that fictitious this thing. They know the PIN number. They type the PIN number, ask for some 10,000 rupees. When 10,000 rupees is about to come, they will cut the power supply. Once the power supply is taken out, money comes to his hand, and the debiting process in his account will take much later. Thereby, in his account, all the money is still there. Power supply is gone. It has to be rebooted. Once it is connected, while rebooting, data will be lost. In his account, 10,000 still be there. He got 10,000. Like that, 70 lakhs, 80 lakhs, a couple of students they have stolen from several ATM machines. So easy the fraudulent methods in this technology driven life. In this type of CCTVs all these years, they are keeping only to record the event. We can use it with the advantage of the technology. We can use the CCTVs not only for just recording the event, we can even prevent the crime. If you put some video analytics software in it, not costly, couple of thousands video analytics software are available. They will identify whoever opens the front panel. So like that, immediately it will be producing the alarm or alert to the nearest security agencies. They can come and prevent the crime. Prevention is also possible with CCTV. You are seeing CCTV which is not installed in appropriate direction. You can see here there is a backlight. That is why their face is dark. Can't they install 4 or 5 cameras for the security reason? They can, but they are not doing it. Can't they use one camera at least for the audio recording? They are not doing it. Can't they put video analytics? They can, but they are not doing it. All the academic staff or scientists who are working here or participating in this, they can think of a solution for that. Cheap solution for bank. Because all the ATM machines, millions of ATMs, they will install this type of software. Probably you will be rich enough to take the advantage of the idea. Many academic institutions can start working on this type of storage. If it is audio is also recorded in this, whatever they speak, that also will be there in the camera. Though their faces cannot be seen, he may call the name, original name. He may call the person over phone. He may call he may talk something relevant for our investigation. But just because video size is getting increased because of the audio, they are not using CC cameras for audio recording. Out of 4 cameras available in the CCTV, in this one camera, if it is recording the audio, probably that will be of great help. So we have to have new methodologies for security. In this case, this is a skimmer. Any of us can become victims. This type of skimmers are available, not black color, any structure. This will be just attached there, like this. Because it has internally, this tool has the capacity to store the data, and power supply is also existing. Just connect it to the existing ATM slot. That's it. People will go and insert their card. They will complete their transaction, type PIN number, money, and then they will come out. This will store our card data. Once it is connected with the computer, they can clone our cards. We don't even know where we have inserted the card, which location, which new location, which old location. We don't even know. 1 month back, 2 months back, we might have done it. Today, it might be misused. But for the usage purpose, there is a security that is called PIN number. Just collecting the card is not enough for them. They have to use the PIN. For that, what they do, they use this type of cameras vertically in the top of it. People goes there and they will type the PIN number. This will capture the PIN number. Card is there in the skimmer. PIN is there in the camera. Together, a person will be in one state, that will be used or misused in other state. I will be keeping my card in my packet with a secured PIN number and other things, but other person already stolen my PIN number. He will steal my money from other ATM machine. What is the good remedy for this? Either you type the PIN number by closing your hand and type it, that is one way. But there are several other methods are available. Without capturing the PIN number through camera, they can still steal it. To avoid that, they have to change the PIN number. In this, already 180 participants I have seen. Out of 180 participants, we are not regularly changing our PIN number. Hardly we may change once in 6 months, or some people might have not even changed at least once. If your mobile phone app is there with you, you can change the PIN number within no time. That's why I was suggesting the app should be having less features, and that primary app, everybody should download it. That should be a mandatory rule. There are several such malware available to steal money from the ATMs. From 2009 to 2017, several malware is available. All that malware is still working because Windows XP operating system is being used in the ATM machine. This is another method where in Thiruvananthapuram, they have installed such type of embedded software in the router. They connect it to the back of the ATM machine. Once people go insert their card, no skimmer is required, no camera is required. Once they insert the card, data will go here, from here to the bank server. PIN number they will type, the PIN number will go here, from there to bank side. One copy before going to the bank, it will go to the smoke sensor where they have installed one tool. In this tool, there is a storage media also. There is a transmitter here, there is a receiver here. Storage media is available. The entire card data, including PIN number, is available here, which is installed in the smoke sensor cap. Very easy. Even if you close your PIN number while you type, the PIN number can be captured by this, and this will go to a third party. This attack is called Romanian Attack, where these two Romanians have done that particular crime, were arrested by Cyberabad police. A lot of money from them is recovered. You can see card cloners, fake cards, empty cards, 35 lakh money, multiple skimmers, lot of data available in this storage media. This is card reader. All is available with them. Such gangs are plenty working now. So very easy to make the individual user as the victim. We are receiving regularly message that your SBI account so and so, not only State Bank of India, any bank account, they say your account details, if you don't give it here, we are going to block it. I have done this. I received this and I clicked here. If you see it here, people will say that HTTPS is secured. Just HTTPS letters are not secured. If you click it here, we have to see the URL bar here. If URL bar also showing padlock, then it is secured. Otherwise, it is not secured. I click here, it is taking me to not secure. But I don't see this because there are so many alerts given. My concentration will go to this alerts. Though he himself is a criminal, he is making me believe that he is genuine person. If I continue to log in here, it will take me to second, third page. From there to another page where it will ask my username, passwords, captcha, everything. If you see this, it is not SBI account, it is .ngrok.io. It is being administered from Nigeria. So whatever we share this information online, automatically it will be sold in the net. That will be used by somebody else. It may take a couple of months. We don't know when we have shared our data. That is the problem for us. Similarly, wherever we have free power for charging mobile phones, not that easy, but there are several kiosks available where they can take the data, because this mobile phone, earlier power card and data card were different. Today power card and data card is same. Data also transmits from this. That is one. When it can be done? When your mobile phone pattern lock is open or PIN number is open. Generally, whenever we charge, we will go and verify any messages have come, so important for us. Unnecessarily, we open the mobile phone. Once opening mobile phone, connection establishes, they can steal the data. They can steal the data. We may not have proper data in our mobile phone. We need not have to worry, but they can inject the malware also. So once they inject the malware, probably sky is the limit, misusing our mobile. If in one of the cases we handled, wife's private images were available in this mobile phone, that was captured by the criminal. He started blackmailing him. He took nearly 10 lakh rupees from the victim. Later on, he is arrested, all that is different. But from our side, what is that we have to do? Security is not to keep any important data. Even if you are keeping important data, do not charge the mobile phone directly. You charge the power bank. If you don't have power bank and you have to charge it in the public area, then switch off the mobile phone and charge it. Then nothing will be wrong. But we can't switch off. That is the oxygen for every individual. If mobile phone switched off for a minute, probably COVID-like deaths we will be facing. So many cameras are there which are installed in several areas. They may steal your confidentiality, like your PIN numbers, passwords. They may steal your privacy also, dress changing rooms and other places. That's why smallest cameras are also available. Just PIN cameras are available. These cameras can be controlled because they cannot take the data, capture the data in the dark. Make the room dark, then we are safe. There are cameras like last one here. This can take even in the night also. But these white lights, LED lights will glow into red. This camera will be big enough, we can identify. Spying activity, only miniature cameras where illumination is required, that will be used. So making the room dark is better choice for protecting our confidentiality and security. Many people, they want to pay 10 rupees, but they will get OTP for 10,000. So in this particular case, she asked him why 10,000 rupees OTP has come. He said, "Madam, it may be a wrong, this thing, my server may be faulty. I want to escalate this matter to my superiors. What you do, you don't share me the OTP. Unless you share the OTP, I will not be able to take your 10,000. You don't share me one-time password, but you give me the screenshot so that I can show it to my company." Thinking that that fellow is a genuine fellow, he is suggesting not to share OTP. She has given the screenshot. Screenshot means it has OTP. They have to scratch it and then put the OTP, this thing. All that is not easy. That's why she has shared the screenshot. With that, he has taken 10,000. He has not kept quiet. Immediately, he is already online. He told her, "Madam, I tried with OTP. In fact, my company received your 10,000 rupees. I want to return it back to you." She is already in panic because she had got the 10,000 rupees lost. She already lost. What he told, "Madam, if you have Google account, I will send you the money from my packet so that I can take money from my company." She immediately gave the Google account number. He has sent one QR code for her for 10,000 rupees, asked her to scan it. Because she is already in panic, she has scanned the QR code. Another 10,000 rupees gone. So in this particular case, we have investigated HTTPS again, the Naukri.in website. She has submitted her CV. If you see it here, the original site is HTTPS and it is genuine site only. Though fake site, genuine HTTPS site. Inside another link is there, which is HTTP, where her account related information she is sharing, she has to click a link. In the HTTPS site, another link is related to HTTP. So whenever we click the link, we have to see that link is going again to HTTPS or not. In this case, again it reached the HTTP site. In fact, Naukri.com is the original site. He has created Naukri.in, where this is the look and feel. And we started working on this, where it is hosted by seeing in domain tools. We saw it is registered in GoDaddy and hosted in California, but management is being done from Rajasthan. There is a place called Bharatpur in Rajasthan. All the phishing frauds are being done in the Rajasthan area. One is Jamtada, where mobile phone related offenses. One is Jamtada, where phishing calls related. One is Noida, where most of the fake call centers are available. Many people are searching online for their contact numbers. Those contact numbers are fake. Bank contact numbers, business site contact numbers. Every contact number is available in all these search engines could be fake. Already 240-50 fake call centers were arrested. Every day, a few of them are being arrested. Very easy to install fake call center. We are not supposed to see that. In the ATM card, behind the ATM card, there is a toll-free number of the bank. We have to see there and we have to note it down in our mobile phones. What happening whenever we want number, because we are used to use Google, just search it in Google, first 10 pages will be having all fake numbers. So once you connect the fake number, they will collect all your data. You will be further victimized. So such crimes are happening. Now it is 11:45. I will hold this at this stage. Any questions from your side, please do ask.
Thank you, sir. And sir, ma'am, like if you have any questions, kindly keep it in the chat area so that we will be able to respond to the queries. Request
As of now,
all
there are
the
not,
sir, ma'am, like you can keep it in the chat.
Not many questions. Actually, there are no questions visible, sir, for
Okay.
in the chat box and all.
So another couple of minutes
now
left to go. I will further stop at this stage. The host, you can take over because next speaker will be ready.
Thank you so much, sir.
Sir, I request you to stay back. Yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening talk and for sharing with us some real life examples which were showing to us as to what is a dire need of awareness and alertness that for cybersecurity that as digital users we should be having at this point of time. Thank you once again for sharing your insightful words. Moving on, I shall now take the privilege of introducing.
Sir, 1 minute, minimum.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Like this is a question.
Sir, is it Mr. Jagadish?
Legal to use for awareness purpose.
Yes, you can use dark web usage is not banned anywhere in the world. It is official, you can use it. Only thing is using the darknet not to do any crime. That is only the activity. Using the darknet and using the surface web, both are having equal powers. You can use it.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. And thank you so much, sir, for joining with us in spite of your busy schedules and accepting our invitation and interacting with all the ministry and attached organizations officials. So since you are there, like we also request all the panelists like Sanjay Vyas sir and Savita Rakesh Maheshwari sir, Ranjit Abraham sir. Can you please switch on your cameras if you don't mind? Like we wanted to take a snap with all the dignitaries. Vyas sir, Savitra ma'am, Ranjit sir, and Rakesh Maheshwari sir. Can you please switch on your cameras? Vyas sir, Savitra ma'am,
Yeah, I am there.
Rakesh Maheshwari sir. Thank you so much, sir. And Ranjit, yes sir. And Savita ma'am, Savita ma'am. Okay. Uh,
Yeah, can we have the something on the screen also on the PPT side?
yes, sir. Sir, if you have any questions, kindly keep it in the chat area so that sir is also available for a few more minutes so that we will get kind of answers from the SP, sir. Sir, we will check with sir and Lupesh Kaidam, like we will check with the sir and we will let you know, sir, about the PPT.
Yeah, I will share the PPT, no worry.
Thank you so much. Sir, shall we move on to the next session?
Yeah, thank you, sir. And we are really enlightened with your talk. So we will continue our association, sir, with the ISEA and the other related matters, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Savita ji. Thank you, the other panelists, for joining. We have the next session probably now. Let the host take over.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I shall now take the privilege of introducing the speaker of our next session, which is on intellectual property rights issues in cyberspace, Dr. Ranjit Oman Abraham. Dr. Ranjit Oman Abraham did his postgraduate in business law from School of Excellence in Law, Chennai, and holds a doctoral degree in topic titled Digital Infringement of Copyright with reference to film and music industry, a critical study. He was selected by the US Consulate for the prestigious International Visitor Leadership Program in Intellectual Property Rights for the year 2008. He has presented and published various articles in topics relating to intellectual property rights, cyber laws, and business laws. Currently, he is the teaching faculty and served as Assistant Director in School of Excellence in Law, Tamil Nadu, Dr. Ambedkar Law University, Chennai. Thank you, sir, for gracing the occasion and being with us here on this session. May I request you to please take over the session?
Thank you. Thank you for that introduction. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir. You are audible. Sir.
Can I share my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You can just share your screen, sir.
Yes.
It's visible, sir. Make it full screen so that we can view it carefully. You can make it full screen, sir.
Now is it okay, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's fine now.
Yes. Firstly, at this outset, may I thank the organizers for giving me this wonderful opportunity to talk about IPR issues in cyberspace. As introduced, I'm teaching both intellectual property rights and cyber law. And today, you know that everything is digitalized. And because of the impact of digitalization, we are living in a world of internet and in a world of cyber space where we cannot avoid anything and everything. So in this space, intellectual property rights has also gotten, and we have a lot of challenges today to the topic of intellectual property rights in the cyberspace. Before I could pour into the depth of the various critical issues with regard to the IP issues in cyberspace, very fastly I would like to take the audience through the concept of intellectual property, which many of you might know, but maybe a fast refreshing aspect. So, firstly, what is intellectual property? A property which has been generated by one's intellectual capacity. It is so. Earlier days, we were all talking about property rights. Nowadays, it has become a fashion to talk more about intellectual property. So, where we have a lot of intellectual property which has come up, and the important intellectual property rights are patent, trademark, copyright, uh, then geographical indication. And recently, a lot of people are talking about plant breeders' right, designs, utility model, trade secrets. India is a country where we have not given trade secrets, and the law is developing in that, and also utility model. So otherwise, like most of the intellectual property rights are covered by India, are protected by India, and India is also, because of the TRIPS signatory, being a signatory to TRIPS agreement, we are also having our law in agreement to TRIPS agreement, and it is actually in line with many other international countries who are otherwise signatories to TRIPS agreement. So in this list, if anyone is asking what are the three most important intellectual property, I think patent, trademark, and copyright. These are the three very important intellectual property. Doesn't mean that other IPs are not important. The commonality or the way in which it has spread through patent, trademark, and copyright has got a name for itself within the family of intellectual property rights. And if you ask me, what are the top three intellectual property rights which have influenced the cyberspace? Again, the list is same: patent, trademark, and copyright. So that is the reason why, though many intellectual property rights are there, we are to specifically decide and discuss and deliberate about patent, trademark, and copyright and its interface with the topic of cyberspace and the topic of digital technology. So, copyright is a bundle of rights. It is protecting so many things, as you see here: music, literature, sound recording, films, etc. And when you talk about patent is given for a technology. So basically, it's not given for discoveries; it's given only for inventions. So when it is invention, it can either be a product or process. And designs are given for shape and pattern, whereas trademark is given for word, name, logo, and geographical indication is given for various products which are associated with a particular place where it is coming up. So whenever you get a intellectual property, you have to protect it in the market. Because only if you protect it, you can commercialize it. Only if you commercialize it, you can use that money for spending back for industries. So it's basically a kind of a cycle. It is basically a kind of a cycle where you have this one intellectual property rights deriving a lot of money and revenue, which in turn will be spent for industries, commercialization, R&D department, and that R&D will in turn lead to a lot of patents in future. So this is a cycle in which people are, using the field of intellectual property. And you look at the various rights. Basically, not only he can commercialize, he can rent. IPR owner can rent the IPR. He can use it for cross licensing. Because in some other IPR, this IPR can be used. And franchising is today we are living in a world of franchise because trademarks are getting franchised. So these are all the various types, some of the options available to the intellectual property owner. So an IP owner should not only create an IP, but he has to realize its value. He has to understand what is the value. Today we have a subject called IP valuation, which is becoming very popular because you need to value your IP and then only you can license or sell it. And sometimes nowadays insurance companies are coming with IPR insurance, and it is also used as a collateral for getting loans and debts in banks. So the different strategies needs to be used to protect intellectual property. That is a very, very important aspect. So you have a lot of international conventions, which our country is part of it. And once our country become part of an international convention, naturally there need to be an amendment to the domestic law to make sure that things in the convention are brought in. So like that, IP laws were also amended recently to be in line with TRIPS and other agreements. Okay. So IPR litigation, IPR joint IPRs, IPR leveraging and all have become fashion of the day because of the fact of the development of intellectual property rights. So there are various laws which have come up in our country for protecting trademark, patents, copyright, designs, geographical indication, plant varieties, and all that. And these are the laws which are protecting our country's various intellectual property rights. So you look at the term of various IPs. Patent is for 20 years, trademark 10 plus renewals. It means after 10 years you have to renew, whereas patent is only for 20 years. After that, you cannot renew for patent. Copyright is life plus 60. And you have broadcasting right, performance right, industrial designs, and all the other rights which are there. So this is where each and every term of a patent has been given to you. You need to know this term of IP is given to you. You need to know this because when you're dealing with intellectual property in digital space also, the same time period is given for various rights, various intellectual property which are there in digital space. So not only own, these are the basic characteristics of intellectual property, which are very, very important for you to analyze and understand. So transferability is there. Special rights like moral rights, etc., are coming other than authorship. Intangibility is very important because IP is protecting intangible properties. And some additional profits are also there with regard to intellectual property rights. Many people ask this question, whether registration is necessary for IP. No, in case of trademark and copyright, but if it is registered, it is better. But for other rights like patent, industrial designs, and geographical indication, it is always good to have, it is compulsory to have registration. Whereas in trademark and copyright, it is only good to have, but if you don't have also, you can continue. You can adopt a trademark and you can start using it. And you can call yourself as the owner of the trademark. In case if anyone is infringing, then it's difficult for you because you don't have a certification. But still, you can go to the court and prove. If you have other ways to prove, like bills, vouchers, then you always win a trademark litigation. Same way with copyright also. If you don't register, no problem. But you need to have some alternative proof that you have already created the work. If it's a book, you should have deposited in a library, if possible, a national library. So then you prove that you deposited so many years before, and you are the owner of the copyright. Sometimes this book may be made as a film, as a part of the story in a film. So you want to challenge the film producer because he has not given you any money. So these are the things which help you to prove. But in spite of all that, today government has made it more easy to get it registered. Follow the procedure for registration, and if you register, all these unnecessary confusions will be avoided. So mainly, many people talk about IP, whether IP is good or bad. Very difficult to answer this because many people say IP is good because it is promoting technology. But some people say it's bad because it is escalating cost. It is making access difficult. For example, when pharmaceutical medicines became costly because of intellectual property. But at the same time, today new drugs are coming, whether it's pandemic drugs or whether it is any cancerous drug or whatever it is mainly coming up because of huge money infused into the R&D of the pharmaceutical company, which in turn is giving you a lot of possibilities for people to innovate more. So monopoly is created, but it's only for a specific period in patent. And also trademark copyright also, it is good because only because of a trademark you're able to associate the owner and the goods. And copyright is necessary, then only people will associate who the actual author or the actual composer, whoever it is. Now coming to our topic, a very important topic because of the fact that you are talking about IPR issues in cyberspace. So what are the important IPs? As I told you, patent, trademark, and copyright. These are the three intellectual property rights and its interface with information technology or cyberspace. This is what we are going to discuss now. So after patent law has come and after internet has become popular in the not only in our country but throughout the world, people started to talk a lot about software patenting and patent informatics. So, I think many of you who are the part of audience would be technologists who will be knowing much about software patenting. You know about what is a software. Software is nothing but it is code which has been written. So there is object code is there, source code is there. And one big question is whether software is a technology. We say information technology, fine. But whether software is really a technology or is it only a literary work? So this challenge came, I'll give you an example. It came in America in a case, Diamond versus Dyer, Supreme Court of America, where the court started to confuse by considering whether it's a literary work or whether it's a technology. One side argument is software can even used to fly flights without pilot, so it's a technology. So many arguments came before the court. But other side argument is it is only when it has been attached to a hardware, it is getting the look of a technology. Otherwise, it is just like a literary work. That is the object code or source code. It's only helping a hardware to work. So it is software per se cannot be a technology. So these two arguments came up, but the court in America said it's a technology, and they said patenting is allowed. So America and many other countries started to allow software patent. Whereas in India, we have not gone for software patenting per se, but we have gone for software embedded with a hardware to be patented as a combo. Reason is because India is giving copyright protection for software and not patent protection for software. So this is where we are discussing. And patent informatics is where today you are talking about various technology to protect patent itself, where you are using semantics, you are using various other algorithms to artificial intelligence to understand other people's invention, to understand the inventive step, to understand how another person's invention works, and if anyone has come with innovation, to compare that invention with the earlier invention, which is already under the patent domain. And today, a lot of patent search engines have come. So these are all use of artificial intelligence in information technology, which is forming the world of patent informatics. So before going to trademark, I want to ask you one more thing for you to just ponder over. Indian companies, especially software companies, like and organizations like NASSCOM, are not very happy with software copyrights. They want software patent. India is not giving software patents. So one question is, earlier slide, I told you that copyright is life plus 60 years, whereas patent is only 20 years. So why these companies are not happy with software copyrights? Why do they need patents for software? Why are they requesting the government? Answer is very simple. In software, people do reverse engineering, whereas in patent, reverse engineering is not possible. So, patent is protecting the product per se, whereas copyright will only protect expression. If you change the expression, then the author loses the protection, the new expression will get protection. So that is the reason why software companies want patent and they prefer patent, but government has not yet given patent for it. And trademark issues in information technology and cyberspace. So actually, trademark is where a word is being taken up by a business organizer, and he started to use that word for his business. And that is what finally becomes a kind of a brand name or a trademark for that particular business organization. So we are all living in a world of trademarks where you can see the clocks having a trademark. You can see the your fans having the trademark, mobile phones having trademarks. Everywhere, whatever the shirts where we wear have trademark. Everything has a trademark today. So trademark, is it necessary to be protected as an intellectual property? Yes, it has to be protected as an intellectual property because of the reason that trademark is the goodwill which owner of a business has. Now, the biggest question came is, what is a domain name? Domain name is nothing but an linguistic counterpart of an IP number. You all know what is an IP number. So domain name is a linguistic, this is the shortest definition, linguistic counterpart of an IP number. Very difficult to remember IP numbers. So instead of remembering IP numbers, they have assigned names. So rediff.com, google.com, and so many things started to come up. But when these domain names came, one big question is whether a domain name is equal to a trademark. Because domain name is like an address, whereas trademark is not an address. Trademark is a goodwill indicator and a business person indicator for the consumers. What do I mean by a goodwill indicator? Today, if I ask you whether a Titan watch is good, some of you may say yes, because you wear Titan watches for a long time before it gets repairs. If I ask you whether a particular tire is good, whether a Benz car is good, whether a BMW is good, you all have your own answers for that depending upon the quality. If the product has a goodwill, you will say, yes, it's good. So that is why we say trademark is a goodwill indicator. It's not an address. Whereas when domain name came, it came like that of an address. But then judiciary, a lot of cases came when commerce got replaced with e-commerce to a greater extent. Judiciary started to give value to domain name like that of a trademark. In one case called Yahoo versus Akash Arora, the Delhi High Court came and said it is time now to consider trademark as equivalent to domain name or domain name as equivalent to trademark because of the fact that so many commercial things are happening in the world of cyberspace. So that is why organizations like ICANN full form is Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. So they are trying to assign and they are trying to manage the domain names throughout the world. And they came up with this UDRP policy where they wanted to resolve domain name through that policy. And in spite of that, a lot of court cases are happening, a lot of arbitrations are happening, and a lot of issues are happening with regard to domain name disputes. Why? Because of the fact that since it's like that of a trademark, it has its own value. Shakespeare wrote in a poem, you all know the famous author, English author Shakespeare. He writes in a poem that a domain name is as good, he writes in a poem that what is there in a name is as good as a name. A rose called in any other name is as good as a rose. Something like that he wrote. I'm not repeating that particular poetic words, but I'm just giving you an example where I read this in a book. So Shakespeare himself says there's nothing there in a name. But Shakespeare did not know that his website, Shakespeare.com, would have been later on auctioned for $75 million in UK. So this is what is actually happening in our world. So Shakespeare.com had a value. So people were able to auction it for such huge amount. So domain name has a value. Cyber squatting and typo squatting started to come in domain name. So what is cyber squatting? People try to get others domain and then they try to sell it to the same people who are actually owning it. They try to register. Some of in India, some of the domain name registration took place before the actual owners could go and register. Actual owners of the trademark could go and register their counterpart in a domain name. So other people who registered started to sell it to them. That is cyber squatting. In America, there's a law called Anti-Cyber Squatting Act. India, we are taking it in the normal criminal laws. We are taking it up. So likewise, typo squatting. People writing to have had one more O in with the Google making it Google. These are all cases of typo squatting, trying to get the hit of Google so that their website becomes famous and rich. So these things are all earlier phase problems because of domain name disputes. Nowadays, we are also facing problems and we are resolving it through various legal resources. So copyright is a third area which is getting a lot of impact with regard to the subject of intellectual property rights in cyberspace. So as I told you earlier, copyright is a bundle of rights protecting so many things: paintings, drawings, architecture, advertisement, maps, and today everything is found in the internet also. So not only about the computer programs, even all the other artistic work, literary work, dramatic work, audio, visual work, everything which is covered by copyright is today spread over in the world of cyberspace. So a big challenge comes whether copyright can be protected in internet and all those things. Okay, so a lot of changes are happening in the field of intellectual property rights, and a lot of people talk about copyright. You can see in various websites, copyright, all rights preserved, do not use, reprint. These kind of references are there on in online scenario nowadays. So big question is whether copyright applies to uh, yeah, works which are available in internet. For example, there is a book which has a copyright protection. If I'm going to scan the book and display it in a PPT presentation, whether I am infringing others' copyright, the author's copyright. Answer is yes, I am infringing. So I cannot scan the copyrighted book without the owner's permission. Maybe if I'm going to copy little, fine. When I'm copying more without the permission of the owner, it will amount to copyright infringement. Of course, there is one exception called educational use, where we professors like me can use it by saying that I am not commercializing it. I am only using it for the purpose of educational use. Then I can get remedied. But if there is going to be any commercial fees or anything involved in my lecture, then I cannot take that particular exception. Okay. So always it is better to get prior permission. If I'm showing a video today, a video which is having copyrighted by some other organization, it's better to say that, see, I'm having a lecture, I'm going to show this video. And one way it is good. Or else I have to go for that educational use exception, which I have to prove there is no commercialization, it's only educational use. You know that patent and trademark, patent is only civil in nature, whereas trademark and copyright is criminal in nature. Okay. So these are all some of the things where we say that little extracts and more comments, it does not amount to copyright infringement. Even in digital scenario, if you're going to write little and you're going to give more comments about others' work, fine. But if you take, on the other hand, more comments and little extract, you take lot from others' work and write 2 or 3 lines, it amounts to copyright infringement. So copyright is existing only in expression and not ideas. So that is why we say that you can copy ideas and principles, but you express it in your own way. So you escape from copyright. So many people in IP needs to know the difference between originality and novelty. Originality is for copyright, novelty is for patent. Okay. So a work which is not original still can get a copyright because which is not novel can still get a copyright because you have brought from according to you, it is original. It has come from your mind. But earlier, 20 years before, someone else would have written somewhere in the same way. That doesn't matter when it comes to copyright. Okay, these are the various works protected by copyright. And the acquiring copyright, again, registration is not necessary, as I earlier told you, but have some proof for creation of copyright. So as we know that law is an instrument of social change, the law of copyright also had to get impacted because of digital technology and various implications of copyright over digital technology. What has happened? These three things have happened. Ease of production because of digital technology. You can easily produce thousands of products with regard to any kind of files you can easily replicate. It can be disseminated also, and it can be stored also very easily. And some of the main important cases which has come with regard to copyright is on linking. So look before you leap is what the people would have taught you in your schools. Here we are talking about look before you link. Because if you're linking others' copyrighted material in your web page, you can be liable for copyright infringement. So that is where deep linking and surface linking is where you have to differentiate. Normally in surface linking, it will not become copyright infringement. That is, you're linking others' homepage to your website, fine. But if you're linking others, internal pages, which is deep linking, it amounts to copyright infringement. Why we are telling this is now, if again in a foreign country, there was a case where others' pages were linked. So obviously, immediately they filed a case and they won the case also, because the surface linking is not violation, but deep linking is a violation of copyright. Framing is also another issue. One website owner started a website called totalnews.com, and what he did is he used to frame all the other news of other channels, insiders, so that it was like total news. You want to read New York Times, you want to read London Times, you want to read anything, you can just go to his website. So immediately they all challenged, and the Washington Post also challenged that case before him. The court said that it is also copyright infringement. Without the permission, you have no right to frame others' work. So Napster is also a very good example for understanding copyright law and cyberspace. So what Napster started this website, and it is a very good case of P2P sharing. That's called peer-to-peer sharing, where every given second there were millions of users. What did he do? He created a software free of cost. Anyone can download, and those who download, when they go online, they can see other people who have already downloaded Napster software, their website, they can peer-to-peer exchange information. So what happened is people were not buying audio cassettes, audio CDs those days, but instead they were going to Napster's website and downloading the software. And every given second, there were 57 million users and consistently around 1.6 million. So what has happened is people were getting to see anything, record or download any song which they wanted. So matter went to the US Supreme Court, and the court clearly said it is violation of copyright. But Napster's lawyer said, see, we are not violating copyright. Computer A is downloading from computer B. B is downloading from C. We are not violating copyright like that. But at the same time, what happened is the court said there's a difference between primary infringement and secondary infringement. So you are primarily infringing, that because of you only so many people are infringing. So this is what the court said. And after Napster, so many other cases are also coming up. They're all today. YouTube is also an example. You have so many videos, but if other people's video has been uploaded by someone else, and if the actual copyright owner is going to tell YouTube, YouTube is supposed to remove it. And they remove some of the videos like that. That's why you see that in YouTube videos, you can see this video has been removed because of DMCA violation. What is DMCA? Digital Millennium Copyright Act. So America has an act called DMCA Act. India, we don't have a separate law for online copyright, but we have our own Indian Copyright Act 2012. The amendment was made to bring secondary infringement concepts. And so that's why we say our Copyright Act also has direct infringement, contributory infringement, vicarious infringement. All those types have been brought inside our Copyright Act. And after that, you can see many cases like film cases where Three Idiots, all these cases are just some examples. But more than that, many cases have gone to the court with regard to copyright issues, especially in internet scenario. So what is happening is nowadays it's a fashion to go and get a John Dewey order, or in India it's called Ashok Kumar order from the court. What is this Ashok Kumar order is that you are getting an injunction against all the internet service providers that a particular film should not be put out, a particular film should not be screened like that. Okay. So electronic copyright management system has actually evolved technologically. One side you have the law, but another side technological protection, how to protect it technologically. So confidentiality, verification, content integrity, these are all technologies which are protecting the copyright. So the general, these are the other identification, encryption, watermarking, copy control flags. So OTT industry and all came, and it's because India has already adopted DRM by inserting section 65 and 65B to the Copyright Act. And what has happened is many people criticize that India has not adopted WCT, WPP directly, and there are lack of debates in the parliament because certain rights are being affected. For example, if there's a scramble technology in our CD, we can't reuse our CD. Sometimes we are using something in the online scenario. Sometimes we have to enable cookies. Sometimes we have to compromise our privacy. So these issues are coming up. They're asking many information like your Aadhaar card or whatever it is to make sure that you are only using the particular copyright work. So it's a violation of fundamental right in a different way. And right to fair use. Always, anything and every information has a fair use. What I call it as educational use. Sometimes because of this technological protection, these fair use is also being challenged. These are the issues which are happening because of DRM and TPM. TPM means technological protection measures. The DRM is digital rights management. These things have been included in the Indian Copyright Act through an amendment 65, and they have given punishment for those who are trying to remove or alter DRM. That means if you are the copyright owner, you put a DRM. If I'm going to remove the DRM, I can be punished. So today, a lot of complaints are coming up. So I would like to say that it is better to light a small candle rather than to face darkness, which means that we have to strike the balance between the technology and the IP protectors, IP protects holders, and otherwise we will be facing a lot of problem. So any questions, I'm willing to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your informative talk. I request the participants to post their questions in case they have any for Abraham, sir, in the chat area.
Sir, I think one of the sir is asking the PPT. Like we will share the PPT, sir. Like we will talk to sir and we'll try to get the PPT and we'll share it with you, sir.
Yes, I will send the PPT. No problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
You can share it to the participants.
Yes, sir. Can you please share, discuss with the PPT? Protected. A patent filed in India is protected in how many countries?
Patent file in India is protected as a patent only in India. If you want to get protection in other countries, you have to file in other countries. Or you have this Patent Cooperation Treaty, which is called PCT application. In India is also part of it. So you can file a PCT application and you can designate countries where you want protection. So if you want to commercialize your patent, you need to designate and get protection in other countries through the PCT, or you can have your own agents in other countries and directly file there if their countries law allow. But if even if you're not filed a patent in other countries, if you come to know in some other country your patent is getting registered in some other's name, you can always file an objection because novelty is not there because you have already invented in India.
Okay, sir. I think one more question, sir. Can blockchain technology help to reduce the copyright issues?
In what form matters actually. Surely there is a lot of study going on in lot of TPMs. I only gave you, see, my PPT, though because of time issue, I couldn't explain each and every technological protection measures. but these are all already available TPMs, what I told you. But there's a lot of blockchain technology and artificial intelligence. A lot of research is going on. What are the various ways in which copyright can be protected? It's a study which is going on.
Oh, thank you, sir. And next question, sir. And the 30 seconds audio video does not come under any IPR issue? Your comments, please.
Actually speaking, it's not the quantity alone which matters. Normally, we say small things will not attract copyright. But I'll give you one example. The word happy birthday to you. Just everyone uses whenever your friend is having happy birthday, you wish them, right? Happy birthday to you. Many greeting cards have this happy birthday to you. But actually, that was copyright protected by one particular Time Warner company in America. So they used to sue the greeting card companies, online greeting card companies, by saying that it's our copyright. So it doesn't mean that this a small word or a small this one will not have. But generally, for small things, people don't go for IP protection. That's a general perspective.
Okay, sir. I think one more question. Free and open source can be distributed?
When someone
Free
is...
and open. Yes, sir.
Sorry, sir?
No, sir. Question is remain same, sir. Free and open source can be distributed.
Generally, when a person is putting a work in open source, they will also give the right for free distribution. Okay, but some people say you can use it, but you have to acknowledge me. Like that, if they put a condition, then you have to acknowledge and use it. Otherwise, you have to look into the terms and condition. Creative Commons agreements are there. So many different types of open source agreements are there. What we call the copy left. Copyright is right to copy. Copy left is it is left for you to copy. But whether you can distribute it, whether you can make copies and commercialize it, that is a very big question which generally the people don't allow. Because ultimately, many people have their own decisions when they are making their rights.
All right, sir. With this, I think we have almost completed the questions. And once again, we thank you, sir, for your wonderful session and enlightening us on various aspects related to the IPR in the cyberspace. I think all the officers who have attended this session got benefited from both these sessions. So once again, we thank you as well as Rammohan, sir, for your time and as well as wonderful sessions, sir. Right?
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. And sir, ma'am, we have a few announcements. Let me share it with all of you. As we all know, today we were observing this cyber, Jagrut. So we have launched a quiz for all of us. So I request all of you kindly use that, participate in that quiz, and you can get download your certification and all. Yes, yes. So all the officers who are in the MeitY office, who are attending the session, or I also request all the officers, please guide your team. In the 1008, we are displaying all the awareness materials, in the form of awareness books, posters, stickers, and videos. So we request all of you outside the 1008. We request all of you kindly visit that area and get benefit out of it. And this is the quiz we have launched it for today. So I request all of you kindly participate in this quiz. And you can once you are done with the certification, once you're done with the quiz, and you can download your certificate also instantly. So I can the quiz link here. So I request please click that link and participate. Not only you, I request all the officers who are attending today's session, please participate in your all the groups, all the organizations, all your friends, so that they also can come to know where they are standing when it comes to the cyber security, right? And how they can improvise those things. So one thing is you can participate in the quiz and you can return back to the website to learn more and more aspects, right? And this is the quiz link I have posted in the chat area. I request all of you kindly use that this link to participate by you, as well as you can promote it in your. And as part of we are this month, October month, we are observing cybersecurity awareness month. So as part of that, we are also launching. We have launched the painting competition. and the slogan writing competition. You yourself can participate. At the same time, you also can start sharing that information with all your near and dear. So all you also can participate in the print drawing as well as the slogan writing competition, and your children, brother, sister, whoever is there, everyone can participate. With respect to the quiz, let me all painting browser so that you can visit that thing, infosecawareness.in. You can visit and you can get the details, and we have objective themes and all. Like, it is open to all, as I mentioned to you, and the theme is also it is not a big theme. Like, you can everyone can understand and participate in the slogan writing as well as competition. And we have excellent prizes are also, like for at national level, like we are planning to give all these prizes, so you can have these things. And you can participate and submit your work by 25th of October. Please spread this word among your officers, colleagues, and nearest friends and your dear friends, with all of them, right? So hope that like this you will be spreading in your group, and you yourself can participate. At the same time, your family members also can participate, right? So please spread this both the things as part of within the groups as well as within the organization, as we are organizing as part of the Cyber Jagrata Divas and National Cyber Security Awareness Month. Right, so all the officers like who are attending this session from MeitY, so once again you are requested to visit 1008 room outside space to get benefit out of these things. Yeah, awareness material was put up there, like you can just have a glance on that various awareness material and you can get benefit out of it. Yeah, participate in that event. All right, yeah, we will provide you, sir, like the recorded video, like we have kept it in our YouTube, and you can visit InfoSec Awareness YouTube channel, and you can also spread. You can otherwise also we will share it with all of you. All right, so with this, we thank you everyone for your active participation. In this session. And next month, the first Wednesday, also we are going to come up with one more interesting session with respect to the cyber awareness, right? So once again, we thank all of you for your active participation and making the session more interactive and useful. Thank you one and all. So please ensure like you will be participating in the quiz, and ensure that like your family members also participate in the quiz as well as participate in the competition, right? Thank you so much.